Welcome to the Sports Show. Mike Max, Pat Gracie, Trent Tucker, and Sid Hartman. Sidney, how are you tonight?
I'm all right.
So far, so good?
So far, so good.
We were talking about the NCAA basketball tournament. You watched a lot of it so far.
Well, I love that thing. I covered about 30 of them, and it was without a doubt the best thing I liked to attend. And one thing I liked about it was all the basketball coaches were there for the convention.
You mean coaches from all over the country, not
all
just
over
the
the
ones
country.
Participate.
And Mr. Knight, in his glory days, used to have a dinner Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday at the best restaurants at the site of the NCAA. And he'd bring in all guys who played for him and became coaches, assistants or head coaches. And that was a lot of fun. But he quit going because he was like the Pied Piper. Everybody was bugging him to get a job.
Yeah.
And he got a lot of people jobs, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, he should a lot of his former players coach. And Patrick, what do you think of the tournament so far?
Yeah, it's been good. Yeah, a lot of close games. I gotta say, they're driving me nuts with the video replays to tell me whether there's 31.2 seconds to go or 31.8 seconds to go. We have to run over there and look every time a ball goes out of bounds in the last minute, as if the last minute of basketball games didn't take long enough already.
This is the first
and also, anytime somebody goes like this to clear himself, we got to run over and see if somebody got hit by an elbow. But, you know, beyond that, there's been, hey.
Is this the first year of that?
No, they did it last year. They've been doing it for 2 or 3 years.
Only the last, was it 2 minutes or 1 minute?
I don't know, but it drives you nuts. But there were a lot of good games and a lot of interesting results, that's for sure. So, you know, the Dukies going down in the first round, that always makes my life better. So, Mercer. I said there's my three favorite basketball teams are the 97 Gophers, who did go to the Final Four, the 2012 Lehigh team that beat Duke in the first round, and now Mercer. The team that beat Duke in this first round.
Why do you hate Duke?
Because I've seen them in action. I've seen them flop. They invented flopping.
You know nothing about Duke, and you don't like them. You never been to Durham.
Oh, I've never been there? Okay.
Have you?
Beautiful. Yeah, I've been to Durham.
Yeah.
Okay.
You go there once in a while just for games over the past.
The guy coaching there has got more class than most coaches.
Well, I kind of like to see a guy with 11 McDonald's All-Americans get beat by a guy with 1 2-star, you know?
Because the one guy who got in school couldn't get in any other school, so he wound up there.
Yeah, so you think Mercer had an advantage then?
You're darn right.
It's happening
all over the country.
Give the Mercer coaches choice of rosters, will you? Okay.
I didn't think
you can have Jabari Parker, who's going to be the #1 overall pick in the NBA draft, or you can have some kid that you got in.
The
I
guy,
hadn't thought about that. That's a big advantage for Mercer.
The guy in Kansas gets as many guys as he gets. The guy in North Carolina gets as many guys as he does. So why is he an exception?
What? I don't know what you're talking
about. As far as top
it seems like, I don't know if this is, I haven't done the math on it, but there's some more low-scoring games this year, it seems like. You know, you come out of the half today, it was 24-22 with the Kansas game. And why is that?
Well, we just cause good defense, right? Well, you know, at some point in time at this stage of the year, you know, it's hard for teams just to score. You know, the nerves are up. You know, they're not playing well. They're not flowing well. You know, and they're seeing a different defense for the first time also. And some of these coaches are giving the opponents different looks, and it's making it tough on the offense to execute.
You know what's interesting, though, is we were going to remember all those games we ruined early in the year?
The new rules,
with the hand check. We were going to open up the game. We're back hitting, knocking each other to the ground and knocking the hell out of each other and grabbing each other. And the NCAA, compared to when you played, the tournament used to be refereed more closely than the regular season. The Big Ten teams had to adjust. Now it's open warfare.
Yeah.
You know,
I'll tell you what I think. I think there's more kids playing basketball that ever played before.
You think this or you know this?
Huh?
You think this or you know this is fact?
I think this. There's more kids playing basketball because they all think they're going to go to college for 1 year and be in the NBA.
I don't think they all do, but I do think they love the sport. Now, Trent, I was talking to Jim Molinari last year, and he obviously was here for a bit now at Eastern Illinois. He said when everybody went Division I initially, there were more scholarships than there were Division I players, and now there's more Division I players than there are scholarships, to Sid's point.
Well, you know, more kids are thinking about leaving after one and done now since the rules have changed. But, you know, when I came into college, you would think about playing for 4 years. But the contracts now for scholarships are 1-year deals. You know, you have to renew your scholarship every year.
It goes both ways, you're saying.
Yeah.
Huh?
So, I mean, if a coach decides that you're not the right fit for him, he can take your scholarship and move on to somebody else.
College, they would be better off if they went to the baseball rule. You can go.
Yeah.
You can sign after high school, you can enter the draft, but if you go to college, you got to play 3 years.
Yeah, that would be, because that would take care of
20 guys that go to the NBA, 20 high school kids, but then you'd have, you'd have everybody else for 3 years. So.
You okay?
Well, they can't go to that rule because the NBA don't want that rule.
Right, they've got it to 1 year. They made that deal with them, and that's as far as
about
they've
it.
gone.
They might get. David Stern would not change that thing.
But new
The
commissioner.
new commissioner is a little more liberal than Dave Stern.
Your man Barkley is all over that, saying they should go 3 years, 4 years, 2-year minimum.
I don't think so. I disagree with that rule. I think if a kid is good enough to come out of high school and play in the NBA, he should. Keep the onus on the guys who are evaluating talent at the NBA level. If they decide the kid is good enough to come out, then he comes out. If they don't think he is good enough, then they don't have to draft him.
Period.
Yeah.
Andy Eby.
Don't have to draft him.
Thanks for this. Stay with us.
Wasn't his fault.
The Sports Show is brought to you in part by Canterbury Park 24/7 Card Club. Don't forget the Card Club at Canterbury Park. Cambria, makers of quality quartz surfaces. Ticket King. For the best price on tickets anywhere, try Ticket King. Soundpoint Audiology. Life is worth hearing. And Cuisine Concepts. Franklin Street Bakery at 11th and Franklin in South Minneapolis, just down from Mall of America Field. And Taste of the NFL. Proud to be the premier Super Bowl party with a purpose to support hunger relief locally and nationally.
Quality. It's the result of shared values. The joy found in an honest day's work. Respect for true American craftsmanship and the need, not the want, to get things right. It's the result of remembering your roots, being forever humbled by how far you've traveled and forever hungry to push on further. Quality is a result. Quality is who we are. Cambria. Family owned, American made.
The Twin Cities' best Subaru deals are a walk in the park at Luther White Bear Subaru. Uh-oh. Lease the new 2014 Impreza for just $159 a month, or you get 0.9% financing. New 2014 XP Crosstrek are just $249 a month. Also, now available the 2014 XP Crosstrek Hybrid. Save big during the Subaru Love Spring event going on now. Luther White Bear Subaru, Highway 61 just north of 694, White Bear Lake. Man's best friend, huh? I'm Dan Mullen, and thanks for watching.
Cleaning away calcium, lime, and rust buildup is cleaner with CLR. It's safe enough to carry the EPA Designed for the Environment label. Yet it has a powerful cleaning formula that you can trust to dissolve tough calcium and lime deposits and surface rust stains quickly and easily. Crusty white buildup on shower heads and hard water stains from coffee pots. Plus, it helps dishwashers and washing machines clean better. Safe, effective CLR. We make cleaning cleaner.
CLR is available at these fine stores.
Tell me about the Honda Civic. It's the most durable, longest-lasting car in its class.
Can I stay in touch?
Bluetooth and text message reader comes standard.
Does it rock?
Pandora compatibility, standard.
Where am I?
The Honda sales event of your dreams.
Nailed it, Gomez!
This is not a drill. Get a great deal during the Spring Into a Honda sales event. Now at your Honda dealer.
Audi A4 drivers have spoken. And
and they rank the A4 highest in total quality index in its class. Experience the new Audi A4 at your local dealer today.
Looking for a nice, big, juicy rack of ribs?
Fabulous chops, huge steaks, and the Buddy Bowl? Then J.D. Hoyt's is the place for you. Hoyt's opened in 1983, and Mike Andrews and his partner John White have kept this Minnesota tradition at the top of the food chain. Managing owner Pat Montague gives us a tour.
At J.D. Hoyt's, enjoy a relaxed atmosphere, great food, friendly service, private dining room, second-to-none happy hour, just blocks from the new ballpark.
Located at 394 in North Washington. Locally owned, nationally known. Hoyt's.
J.D. Hoyt's, locally owned, nationally known. What a great place to stop in and partake, as so many of us have in the last couple of weeks with the state basketball tournaments and beyond. When you come to Minneapolis, J.D. Hoyt's is the stop.
I got to mention, we're talking about college basketball, how good it is now, and we got 350 Division I's. If you haven't seen 30 for 30 on ESPN when they're the start of the Big East, and what made it is when they started 1979-80, as you well know, if you didn't win the league, you didn't go to the tournament.
Right.
And you had Boeheim at Syracuse and Big John at Georgetown and Raleigh Massimino at Villanova and Calhoun at getting started at UConn and Patino getting started at, well, he wasn't at Providence then, but I mean, what a league. And those battles, oh my God.
Carnesecca at St. John's.
Carnesecca, yeah, at St. John's. They killed each other. Yeah. They killed each other. It was great. You got to watch it. It's fabulous.
When it was a 48
how about when it was a 20
tournament?
When Trent went, it was a 23-team tournament.
But I got to tell you,
it was 32.
Why then?
Yeah,
here's
it was 32.
the tip-off that it's not actually scoring as high as it used to. CBS has given up the Final Four to TBS this year as part of their contract. So in other words, CBS, which is everybody thinks has been such a cash cow for them, the Final Four is going to TBS.
Really?
I mean, they farm it out. They own it, so they can do whatever they want with it. But but if CBS really thought it was a great investment, they would have made sure they protected that.
It's going to TBS?
On the Final Four Saturday.
Oh, is that right?
The Saturday games
the Saturday, the two big games.
I didn't know that.
Monday, CBS picks it up.
Okay.
Well, there's a lot of that going on.
It's a partnership, huh?
Yeah, yes.
A lot of that going on. TBS has the All-Star game now, stuff in not baseball, but in NBA.
Right.
And TNT has the All-Star game.
Yeah, CBS would not partner with an ESPN because that's a different, but they partner with TBS in that deal.
You know, the ratings for an individual games aren't that good, but you add them all up, you get
well, in the brackets, as we said, fantasy football and the brackets, the two greatest inventions for the business of sport, right?
Well, CBS got that other station that has a lot of sports on it, CBS Sports.
Right, but that's not where they're going to put the Final Four.
No, they have TNT.
Final Four's not on there.
No. Yeah. No. Gophers won today against St. Mary's. Your thoughts?
Well, St. Mary's never beat Gonzaga. They're in the same division, weren't they?
Same conference. Same conference.
But they did beat North Dakota State. I can't figure this Gopher team out. St. Mary's is not a great team. The first team they beat is not a great team. We'll see how they do. They play, who they play?
Southern Miss. Chip Armelin's coming back to town. Chip Armelin's on that team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Coleman's sitting out at St. Mary's, eh?
I got to know it. He's averaging 4 points a game.
Okay.
Yeah.
So maybe they made the right move. Patrick?
Yeah, I don't know. They had more people, I guess, today. When you turned it on, there was a little noise anyway, because the one the other night wasn't on TV, but there was nobody at that game. But, hey, the NIT is different now since the NCAA took it over, because if you're in one of these one bid conferences and you win the regular season, like High Point did, and then you don't win your tournament, then they get an automatic bid to this, and I think there's 13 of those. So
13, huh?
So there's not half the field, but 40% of the field are teams that wouldn't have been in it a few years back.
Yeah, Trent.
You know, with the Gophers, they got off to a nice start during the Big Ten season. They had, 2 signature wins. And you think then, hey, this team is ready to make the move. But I still believe that when Andre Hollins went down when he did, it hurt this team.
Can I add to that, though?
Yeah.
I think that this is a classic case of a coach screwing up. Obviously, Maverick Aham-Nisi is better than Malik Smith.
Yeah.
The only reason that he got to show was because it was senior day, so they played him, and he went crazy, and then they played him the next game, and he scored 21 points. that one decision alone may have cost him a couple.
Well, and Richard did say that he wished he would have played the kid more. It was, you know, it was his fault for not giving him more time. And because now that he has begun to play, you know, he has given it, you know, the team a nice boost.
I never thought he was worthless, did you?
No.
Tubby, I never thought he was, you know, there were times he frustrated you. He wasn't the world's greatest ball handler, but he was not a
Tubby played him a lot.
He was not a liability, you know. I didn't
Tubby
think.
played him a lot.
Yeah, you and I talked to Tubby at the state tournament.
Yeah, I talked to Tubby.
You said he still feels bitter to you, huh?
Where is bitter? You win an NCAA game when you haven't won for years, and you get fired. We'll see how Patino does if he does better than Tubby. Right now, you got about the same record as Tubby, except he didn't make an NCAA tournament.
Who was Tubby up here trying to recruit?
Sakar Anim from De La Salle.
Oh, okay.
Great
All
defense.
right.
They got so many good players, but everybody seems to think Jarvis Johnson's going to go to the Gophers, maybe Iowa State, and so you're down to there's only a few that Texas Tech would be in on, you know.
He's also interested in Grand Rapids kid, but he's
still a Canaan, but he might as well forget being interested.
Everybody wants him, huh?
Well, Nebraska's got a good relationship with him. Tim Miles does. He was out at Cal the day they swarmed the court because they won that game.
Yeah,
They were up there a couple weeks ago, but I don't think they're the front runner. I was up there. I was up there and did a story.
He's a perfect Bo Ryan player. Isn't Bo in on him?
I haven't heard that Bo's in on him now. You know, that's interesting you say it, though. You know, Wisconsin's about as much fun to watch as any team in the tournament right now.
Well, they're playing offense.
Yeah,
finally, right? Yeah.
That game last night was really fun.
Yeah, well, they got themselves in a hole and had to fight their way back. And I got to say, I've been bad-mouthing Jimmy Jackson's kid for 2 years, but he was pretty good last night. Yeah.
He was pretty good, yeah. And that was, you know, in Milwaukee, so they had all those Wisconsin fans trying. I don't know if that's
I guess I watch him play and I don't see Daddy, and I'm a little disappointed.
Well, you know, it was almost like a home game, you know, for the Badgers being
I
in
can't
Milwaukee.
believe.
And their offense really picked up in the second half. You know, Bo Ryan has changed some of his tactics on the offensive end. He's giving guys a little bit more freedom to shoot the ball.
Which hockey
He recruits people like the Minnetonka guy he's got. Minnesota didn't even talk to him.
He's sitting out right now, yeah.
Huh?
He's a red shirt right now.
Oh, he is there?
He's a red shirt, the kid you're talking about.
But Minnesota never talked to him.
Right.
He'll turn out to be a star.
Which hockey tournament did you settle on last night? Did you go to Target Center or the X?
Which hockey tournament I go to?
I know you were debating.
Neither one.
Neither one, huh? Take a break, come back, stay with us.
Attention, please get a pencil. Announcing a hearing breakthrough, a microchip that is so small it can fit on the head of a pen, worn hidden entirely in your ear canal, making you hear clear as a bell. And it's proudly made in the USA. Do you feel left out of conversations? Is it difficult to hear words in noisy environments? Do others say that you listen to the TV or radio too loudly? Do you feel like a bother to others due to your problems hearing? If you answered yes, you may qualify for this new chip in the ear. Only 50 participants are needed to try this microchip, so get a pencil. Call now to see if you qualify. This revolutionary chip actually mimics the natural sound selection of the human ear. With multi-core microprocessors, technology used in the most advanced computers, sounds are analyzed and classified each millisecond, controlling noise and making speech clear. Do not wait. Call now to see if you qualify to wear this revolutionary new microchip.
I have evidence that proves my dad's a space alien. Speaks a weird language. Drinks green stuff. He says he's from Albuquerque. I'm not buying it. I mean, just look at him. And one more thing. He has a spaceship. The evidence doesn't lie. My dad's an alien.
The highly advanced Audi A6, named to car and drivers 10 best. Experience exceptional value on the Audi A6 at your local dealer today.
Stop on by, see Charlie, Bruce, Bonita, and the whole gang drive away in a vehicle made for all seasons with spring coming. You might want to check out that A8 because once you do, you'll say, I didn't know it could be this good. Welcome back.
Yes,
Sydney,
sir.
the Timberwolves were up 22 at one point today. They were up 10 going into the fourth quarter, and they lost by 7. How does that happen?
I don't know. The coach is supposed to be a great coach. I'm not so sure he isn't part of the reason they're not winning. I mean, he's got those first-string guys on the bench a lot of times in the third quarter. Why not play? You got 5 guys or 6 or 7 guys and play them. Don't try and play with guys that can play who get outscored 17-0.
It's an 82-game season, Sid. You can't play Love 40 minutes every day.
Yeah.
They got to try to get 7 minutes out of those guys in the second half.
Trent, what do you think of this team?
Well, you know, I was watching the game today. Phoenix became a better team defensively in the fourth quarter, and then the offense picked up. And we've seen throughout this season the Wolves not being a very good fourth quarter defensive team. And when Phoenix made their run, you know, they had no one that could stop the run by the Phoenix Suns, and that's how they caught them.
Why do,
once again,
obviously everybody knows, it's like the weather. Everybody knows that's the problem. Nobody does anything about it. Why can't they do anything?
Well, they got to change the personnel.
Is it all personnel? Is it strategy at all?
So you get to the fourth quarter and they quadruple team Love, knowing that they don't have the other shooters.
Well, because no one.
Who's going to guard Corey Brewer down the stretch? Nobody.
And you need someone who can step up and make a play. You know, the Suns, when they made their run, their perimeter guys can take you off to the dribble, get into the lane.
The guy, the Dragon.
You're right. You need to make a play for himself or set someone else for an open shot. And the Wolves just don't have that coming down the stretch.
You know, the other night against Dallas, that's about as much fun as you could have watching a game.
Yeah.
Back and forth. Even though they lost the lead at the end, it's Love against Nowitzki, you know, win or go home. That was fun. And they're fun to watch.
I will say that winning hoop Love made against Dallas was maybe his greatest moment in the NBA. He basically stepped through a triple team and made it. And then he played defense on the other end. I almost had a heart attack.
You know, but the guy who was very critical in that win was Ricky Rubio. He had a triple-double. I mean, he played at a very high level that night, but they can't find that consistent play from him every single night out, especially in the fourth quarter.
They got Love. He can make a lot of plays.
Right.
You take guys who are making plays, he makes a.
Yeah, but when if you emphasize Love and he's got to kick it out, you need more people that can score in the fourth quarter, is what he says. So what happens here?
Marty.
I thought when they traded for Derek Williams that they got this defensive specialist.
Derek Williams is doing a pretty good job where he is.
So what's your theory on what has to change, though? You got to have a theory on this.
They got a pretty good former Timberwolves team playing all over. That's one thing.
Yeah. So what do you think happens with this team?
I can't figure this team out. When you get 22 ahead and you can't win the game.
Yeah, and get beat by 7 going away. How many changes?
What was the biggest lead on a team you ever played on? That's the NBA is the one league where you can kick away a 30-point lead.
I would have to say, you know, the biggest deficit I ever came back from. We were playing the Boston Celtics one year. 85, I think, if I was the Knicks.
Okay.
We had a bad team that year. We were down by 25 in the third quarter against McHale, Robert Parrish, Larry Bird, Danny Ainge, and Dennis Johnson. And we came back and beat them in overtime.
You beat them or they beat you?
We beat them. And then the next time we saw them a week later, they beat us by 30.
Yeah. What do you think of Phil Jackson going with the Knicks?
I think it's a great move for the New York Knicks to bring Phil Jackson in.
Who would be his ideal coach?
I think Steve Kerr might be, you know, the leading candidate at this stage.
Steve Kerr is his man.
He might be the guy that Phil may look to go to.
Steve Kerr is his man. He played for one of the great guys of all time, Red Holzman. Did you ever meet Red Holzman?
I met Red, yeah.
Red Holzman.
Hold that thought. Good Red Holzman story coming when we come back.
If you guys could go on a free shopping spree anywhere, where would you go? I'd go to the grocery store. Pizza, ice cream. I'd go shop for clothes. You know where I go? I go to Ticket King. Ticket King! At Ticket King, you can buy great seats for the Vikings, Christian Ponder, the Wild, Zach Parise, the Timberwolves, Ricky Rubio, and of course the Twins. We love the Twins. Yep, this is where I go. Vikings, Twins, Wild, Timberwolves, Gophers, theater, and concerts too. Justin Bieber! Hey, I like him first. For details, go to TicketKingOnline.com. Any ticket, anytime, anywhere. It's the real thing. It's Ticket King. Right, Dad?
Couldn't have said it any better myself.
That's for sure.
The visibility and the awareness that this particular year brings to the issue of hunger is a dream come true.
The world turns its eyes to one place, and then Taste the NFL stands up and says, and as long as you're looking here, don't forget what else is here.
I hate the fact that little kids go hungry. I hate the fact that even grandmas that can't afford medicine or food, they give up food.
This is a cause that's very near and dear to my heart. It's so relevant, and to actually hear about hunger, we hear about the statistics, but to see it, firsthand, it's a very different thing.
There are a lot of people who are having to decide whether to pay the heat bill or have enough food. And so the need is there. The need is great. And we're people who are well positioned to help meet that need.
Taste the NFL. Look it up, tastethennfl.com. Help fight hunger the right way with Wayne Kostrowski and his group. You're down in Florida, and your assessment of the Minnesota Twins,
Well, the lineup's terrible. I don't know what they're going to do. They got to get an outfielder this week. They got to trade. Boston's got 6 of them. Go get one of their outfielders. And you need somebody to play left field, and so Willingham can whack away at a DH. And I don't know. Willingham looks. I think he's had about 2 hits all spring. He looks late on the fastball, and Kubal's late on the fastball.
Escobar's like their best hitter right now, I see.
Yeah, he'll make the team, but I don't know what they're going to do. Right, Gardy's so desperate right now. When he plays his A lineup, he's got Kurt Suzuki hitting second, and Kurt Suzuki hit .230 last year. So
Running
it's right.
for defensive purpose.
They have no. They do not have a lineup that's competitive.
Well, they didn't go out for any offense. They just they traded Rivera, who was a pretty good hitter.
Ben Revere is what you mean, not
Ben
Mario
Rivera.
Yeah.
You traded Span.
But they got Vance Worley.
Yeah, they got Trevor May.
They traded players that were pretty good. A lot of former Twins that play in different places.
Yeah, if they had a do-over on the Revere, they'd still make the Denard Span trade, but if they had a do-over on the Ben Revere trade, they'd take it. So
why do the other day Gibson's pitching, and what was it they said? It was on MLB Network. Some of the announcers were saying, well, you got to understand, Presley should be his regular center fielder. He's not out there, so it's difficult for Gibson.
Presley? Hicks is going to be the center fielder.
But they're talking about it like, what can you expect if you don't have Presley out there?
If you start listening to those guys, your head's going to explode, man. I love Harold Reynolds. He seems like a nice fella, but whenever he's done talking, I always say, huh?
What do you think, Hicks? Do you think he's ready to make that step? Is it too hard to say?
Well, they got a bat, but they have
How about that Worley started at opening day. Now they asked waivers on him. Nobody claimed him.
Yeah.
Going to Rochester. Diamond, what's happened to him? He was a great pitcher.
Not great, but the best they had.
Pretty good.
He made 17 starts. He's a slop balling lefty, I mean.
Trent, what do you got? Who wins this NCAA tournament?
I think it's so wide open. I mean, it's hard
Florida.
to say. You see some of these top teams getting beat here and there. I mean, I think it's anybody's ball game.
I don't. Florida's limited. I mean, they're physically imposing, a lot of big, strong guys, but they don't dazzle me.
Sid, who wins it?
I think Florida wins it. That's
okay, there you go. What more do you need?
The Sports Show is brought to you in part by Canterbury Park 24/7 Card Club. Don't forget the Card Club at Canterbury Park. Cambria, makers of quality quartz surfaces. Ticket King. For the best price on tickets anywhere, try Ticket King. Soundpoint Audiology. Life is worth hearing. And Cuisine Concepts. Franklin Street Bakery at 11th and Franklin in South Minneapolis, just down from Mall of America Field. And Taste of the NFL. Proud to be the premier Super Bowl party with a purpose to support hunger relief locally and nationally.